We are hanging out with some prickly friends today on the Reptile Parties YouTube channel. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Reptile Parties and YYC Nature and Education Center YouTube channel, based in Calgary, Alberta. And so Reptile Parties, obviously very reptile centric, and that's how we kind of started the YouTube channel, because when we first started doing these videos, we didn't know that we were going to be opening a nature center. But we've kind of transitioned, and so now we don't just have reptiles, we have mammals. I've had Moki on the channel before, but I wanted to give a quick update on her. She's doing awesome. So she is a Pygmy Hedgehog. She is white, but she's not albino because she doesn't have red eyes. And I'm going to see if she's going to have a snack for us on camera. They rely on sense of smell to find food. As you can see, she found it very, very easily. So hedgehogs are found in Africa, of course, famous in pop culture for things like Sonic, the video games and the movies. They do not roll around like they do in Sonic the Hedgehog. They also don't, chase rings or anything like that. But they are a popular pet. Again, with them being nocturnal, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is just they're not something that's going to be hanging out with you a lot. She's a real sweetheart a lot of the time, but sometimes you try to take her out and she's curling up in a ball and full quills out, and it's awkward to grab her. And, if she's not in the mood, you don't want to necessarily try and handle her. Actually kind of want to do an introduction with her, but what I actually want this video to focus on is another animal with quills that's not our porcupines and not our hedgehog. So let's meet him now. I am so excited about this animal. When I saw one available, it's been on my wish list since we decided to open the nature center, but they're not super common in Canada, and so when this one became available, I jumped on it so fast. This is a lesser hedgehog tenerec. Tenerecs are found in Madagascar and Africa. There's actually 25 species of Tenerecs. This is probably the one that is most frequently found in the pet trade, but again, not a super common animal. They get their name because they do have quills like a hedgehog. They are not related to hedgehogs. There's a lot of similarities between them and hedgehogs, but they are closer related to moles and shrews as opposed to hedgehogs. That face is ridiculous. Look how cute that is. They have big protruding ears. Their eyes are a lot smaller than the hedgehogs. Like the hedgehog, they do rely on sense of smell, as well as those very sensitive whiskers to find their way around. So they live in hot, dry habitats, and they spend the hottest part of the day buried under leaf litter, under a log, in the hollows of trees. When it's really hot out, they actually will sleep stretched out. If it's a bit cooler, they will curl themselves up. Everywhere is covered with these spines except for their tummies and their faces and their feet and legs. Now, like a hedgehog, if they feel threatened, they will curl up in a ball, and they are also known to physically defend themselves and bite if they feel threatened. He has never felt threatened. I don't think he feels anything other than just laziness and being relaxed for the most part. So being a nocturnal animal, much like the hedgehog, I don't see him unless we take him out. Now he is surprisingly kind of engages with people, but in a different way. So in terms of cuddling, he has a sleep sack that he will go in, and he'll likes to be against people. If you're wearing a hoodie, he'll climb up on your shoulder and climb into the hood of your hoodie and curl up and go to sleep there. So they do like dark spaces. They do like warmth. They also will often go into torpor. So torpor is a basically like a form of hibernation. It doesn't get cold in Africa and Madagascar like it does here. What a lot of animals deal with if they do go into brumation or torpor is not so much cold, but like a wet, rainy season. So still cooler, but they're not dealing with snow and hiding underground or things like that. So they can go into torpor for 3 to 5 months where they won't eat and they basically don't do much of anything. He hasn't really. He's slowed down a little bit, but he's definitely still eating. He's only about 10 months old, so he's not very old yet. So that lets him conserve energy. Just like bears and other animals that sleep during the winter, when there's a lack of food, kind of just sleeping away and not being super active is a survival trait. They do have a lot of predators. Snakes, birds of prey are probably the primary wild ones. Fossa in Madagascar, which are like a wild dog cat thing. And unfortunately, the introduction of both feral and domestic dogs and cats. As much as we love pets, and we do have dogs and cats ourselves, understanding that, them running about, especially cats, can do a lot of damage to the ecosystem. They will kill a lot of native species, and so unfortunately in a lot of places like Australia, Madagascar, and Mexico, and even in North America, they do a lot of damage to native songbirds, different mammals. Now, the thing that I think is coolest about this guy, they have a cloaca. What's a cloaca? Some of you are wondering. It is the opening that everything comes out of. So, reptiles and birds have a cloaca. Most mammals have 3 separate openings. They have a reproductive space, they have a urinary tract, and they have the intestinal tract where they expel waste. With reptiles and birds, it's all one thing. So where they poop from is also where the eggs come from. These guys don't lay eggs. They do have live babies. They have up to 10 babies at a time, but it is all just one opening, which is very rare for mammals. There's a few other like echidnas, and I think platypus also have that. So they don't have a urinary tract. They don't have that. It's all one opening. I think that's one of the coolest things about them is it's almost a very prehistoric and ancient adaptation that they never evolved to have the multi-track system like most other mammals. He is so cute. I hope you agree. And if you do agree, then you should hit that subscribe button. So we don't just have reptiles, we actually have a mammal playlist, which I'm going to put here, which features all sorts of things from sloths to skunks to foxes. You can meet our porcupines as well. So check that out, that playlist. It's a really cool one with a whole bunch of different mammals. Speaking of Madagascar and Africa, we have been to Africa. We have a playlist of African videos. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video if you enjoyed it. And we've got lots of ways you can support us, like us on social media. You can find all that below, and on our Patreon, which gives you discounts on merchandise. If you're in the Calgary area or visiting, it's like a membership, so you can get a discount on programs, discounts on our online programs through places like OutSchool. So check all of that out below, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.